Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil.
There's a super strong connection here, right? Oh my god!
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. My name is Lisa. I am the Liminal Witch and Tarot Reader of this channel. If you would like a tarot reading, we'll be doing some very, very, very soon. We've changed the way it's done now. It worked really well last Sunday. So if you would like a reading, at some point, I'm going to say we're opening the round, or the mods will say in the chat, we're opening another round, right? When that happens, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will pick one of them at random that I'm drawn to, and then that list will then immediately close. Once I've got one in, that will close. And then what we'll do is I'll do that person's reading, and then we'll get to another one, and we'll do that one. Holland, thank you very much. I've done a video. So this picture here is covering up. You'll recognize the frame. This picture here is hiding everything, but thank you. You are incredible. And I might have had a little weep. Just a little weep, just a little, but you are amazing. Thank you. And then I watched your video and I was like, oh, they bled for me. Emotion. Anyway, right. So that's what we're going to do, my darlings. We are going to do a round, put a load of questions into the chat. I'll pick one of those questions. The list will shut. I'll do that reading, and then we'll start another one, do an open round, pop your questions in. I'll pick one of those. We'll do that reading. Then the round will open up again. And that's how we'll go throughout the night. That makes it much fairer. It means if people are here at like in the first 10 minutes and everybody puts their question in, normally what was happening is all of those questions would go in the list. And then as we go through the night, those people have buggered off. So because of that, it makes it a lot easier if we do it this way round. Okay, so it just means that whoever's on the live gets the chance to get their reading done then, and we're not then asking for people that have buggered off an hour ago and wasting everybody's time. So hopefully that makes sense. Who have we got in the chat? I can see lots of people coming in. Necroneil is here. Good evening to Neil. Good evening to Patricia. Good evening to Ed. And good evening to Blue Chalice. The mods are here in full force tonight. Fabulous. Thank you so much. You know how much I love our moderators on this channel. They are wonderful human beings, every single one of them. And if a moderator asks you to do anything on my behalf, then please do. So if they ask you a question in the chat, you can tell it's a moderator because their name is blue and they've got a wrench or a spanner, some kind of tool next to them in their name. Okay, we're not calling the mods tools, but that's how YouTube lets you know that they're a mod. If a mod asks you a question, whether it's to confirm your age, confirm your shoe size, whatever it is, it's because I've asked them to do that to help run the chat. Because basically, when I'm doing my readings, I don't have the chat on because I get distracted. All it takes is someone to say, like Ed, oh, I've watched the last episode of Star Trek Picard Season 3 now, and then I'll go off on a whole tangent and we'll be here for 3 hours talking about how amazing Star Trek Picard Season 3, the finale 2 episodes was, and how, see, I'm about to do it now. So... let's not. So that's why I have to put the chat off, because I've got ADHD and I am very easily distracted, particularly when, like today, I am quite tired. I've had a very busy day. I might have accidentally got a little bit of sun without even realizing. I don't know how I've got it all on this side and like nothing here, apart from the fact that my hair might have cast a shadow maybe. But look at that. Look how pasty pale I am. I mean, Jesus. You know what I mean? Look how pale I am. I am like photocopier paper. Partly because of the cancer last year, I stay out of the sun. I mean, I had skin cancer scare years and years ago, so I stay out of the sun normally anyway in the summer. But obviously, since getting cancer last year, I avoid it like the plague until today when we left the house. It was cloudy. But anyway, long story short. Long story short, if you would like a reading, we're going to crack on to those in a bit. Before I do, I have to say, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you are looking for support in those areas, please do seek out professionals in those areas. I am not professional. There's a few things that I'm insanely good at. Just ask Rufus. That was not that way intended before it came out of my mouth. There was a slight moment of pause as my brain went, are you really going to say this? And then it was already at my gob. So I have got some aloe vera gel. I have. It feels fine. It doesn't feel like that badly burnt. We've got we've got everything. Like we are a fully stocked apothecary here. I've got some plantain and some stuff that I can put on it that I made a poultice myself. Just saying. So yes, so the only other thing you've got to be on this channel is 18 or above to get a reading, but we've got no way of proving that, so we'll have to take your word on that. Right, Flower Beauty's here in the chat. Good evening to Flower Beauty. Good evening to Joggereth Jones. Oh my lord, how are you over there in Doncasterford? How are you, my friend? Hope you're well. Oh, you had a Eurovision party. Who won? I don't know who won. Who and how did Britain do? Is it England, Britain, UK? How are we referred to? I think it's UK, isn't it? You forgot it was on, so you never saw any of it. Does meditation help with ADHD? I meditate quite a bit. I practice mindfulness quite a bit, and it helps me calm myself down at night time. There's a few things I do if I'm struggling to sleep, but it doesn't help in terms of we were next to last. It doesn't help in terms of the looking like at 50 million things and getting distracted, as you could just literally see. Sweden won, we were next to last, about the Eurovision Song Contest. So for me, the ADHD, I'm still waiting for an official assessment and diagnosis, but we know that that's what it is. So because of that, there's no medication. So I basically have to do what I can do to try and chill and relax before bedtime. And then when I do end up going to bed, I can sometimes lie there for 3, 4, 5 hours. And my brain just goes 19 to the dozen. And it takes a lot, even mindfulness and meditation at that point. If my brain's off on one, not a lot happens really, if that makes sense. Joggereth, feeling good. You are looking amazing, of course. Hope you're okay. Thank you. I'm doing really well, thank you. You're not surprised that we were next to last. Oh, by the way, thank you for saying I look amazing. I don't, but thank you. I don't think I've even heard it. I don't even think I've heard it at all. So yeah, come to India. Oh god, I can barely deal with that. Look, this is from like lackluster mid-morning cloudy morning sun here in Leeds. In fact, it was further north. It was like nearly 60 miles north of Leeds that we were this morning. So like, you know what I mean? If this does this in a couple of hours walking around, then trust me, I would die in India. The heat would absolutely, I can't do hot countries. The only time I can do hot countries, it's like we're planning to maybe go to Spain next year for Rufus's birthday, but would either have to go before his birthday by a month or two, or after his birthday by 4 or 5 months, because May's too hot. So yeah, that just won't happen. Rabina Sahunter's here. Good evening, Rabina. I hope you are well as well. We're back on Slimming World, Rabina. I know, we're back. Video to come on the other channel, but we are back on Slimming World. We've rejoined a new group, lots of reasons why. So yes, we are back. So that should be cool. Paridi Aguara, you need to hang on a second, my darling. What we are going to do is we are going to, what did I say I was going to do? What we're doing? Oh yes. brain. We are going to do it in rounds. Once we open the round, we'll invite everybody to put their questions in, and then I'll grab one of those questions at random, and then we go again, if that makes sense. Oh, what's that? What's your language? Oh, do you know what it is? Flower Beauty. Nightbot doesn't like the G word here. This first G word. Oh, that word. Nightbot doesn't like that word, because the reason we've had to tell it that is because sometimes we get some of the fundamental crucifix brigade, if you know the ones I mean. Yeah, we sometimes get some of those come in and say that tarot is the devil's work and we're all going to burn in hell for all eternity, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so normally that's quite an interesting chat, and you can have a whole like debate when they're just shouting at us, but instead of all of that, what we've done, you're okay actually, Ed? If you need to get off of Doodah, then yeah, get off of Doodah, if that makes sense, if you need to get off the StreamYard. So yeah, so that's why. So that word particular, even though it's not a bad word, it's just one of the words that gets flagged, if that makes sense. Blue Chalice, yep, just saying there, look, no, honestly, it's not a problem. Honestly, it's not a problem at all, but that's why it does it. Nice idea. This way everyone will have equal opportunity. Exactly, that's the idea. Yes, my darling, that is the idea. You're a Hindu. Fantastic. Hinduism is something I know a little bit about. Do you know, I probably know more about Islam than I do Hinduism, because over here in the UK there's a massive Muslim community, and when I've been involved with interfaith sort of ventures in the past, I've spoken to a lot of Muslim people, and I've been around Hindus at various interfaith events, but not really to have conversations with, because the Hindu community in the UK is very small compared to the Muslim community. Kia one, hold off, we're not doing that yet. I'm going to do it in a bit, if that makes sense. We're going to do it, open the round in a little bit, so just call a second down. Yeah, okay, Ed, thank you, my darling, thank you. Kia one, yeah, Kia one, we're putting that into the chat in a bit. Paridi, what was that? How are you? Last live was cancelled. Is your health good? My health, do you want the honest truth? Do you want the authentic truth? Shall we spill some tea? Right, get comfy, everyone. No, it's not that. Do you know what happened? Do you really want to know what actually genuinely 100% happened? Again, it's a side. Oh, sorry, I've just realised I'm doing that into the mic. It's a side effect of my ADD brain and also fibro, but quite often when I'm tired I get a little bit snappy, and unfortunately so does my other half. So because I was a little bit snappy and he was a little bit snappy, just as I came in the room about 6:45 to do the live stream, I was like, quite set this up, do me smudge spray as I always do before I even do like the members. By the way, we did a really good members live today. I did a 10-card reading for one of our channel members. You can join it just up here, look, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. I did a 10-card reading over there for someone today for free, because they hang out on the pre-live live. So if you want a 10-card reading for nothing, or for the cost of like next to nothing each month, go and have a look over there at our memberships, because you know it's good. But anyway, before I even do that, I smudge the room just to clear off the energy. And I always, you know me and my bell, I have to tinkle me little bell. So I've done all of that, right? So I was in a nice headspace, a bit tired still, nice headspace, and then he said something and I was like, and then I went like that, and then he went, and we didn't have words. It was just my brain went, well, then if that's what's going to happen, and I went off in a huff. And because I was in a huff, I didn't go off, like I was literally going, right then, that's fine. I don't want dinner then. I don't want dinner. No, I'll sort my own dinner out, says me, being like all arsey, because I was in a Mardi, wasn't I? I was in a Mardi. So I said, I'll sort my own dinner out. Let me do the live, and then I'll do it. And then I sat here and I was like, and I was just not in the headspace. I could not regulate myself back down and calm my brain down, because my brain was going, actually, and I wanted to carry on the argument. I wanted to turn it into an argument. So instead of all of that, I had to just go, right, I can't do a live. There's no way I can go live. I thought maybe I could delay it for a half an hour and calm down. At the time, I was like, well, actually, you don't even, So, so that's genuinely, legitimately, that is why I couldn't do it, unfortunately, because and you know what? Half an hour later, I probably could have jumped on the live, but at that point, I'd taken my makeup off, I'd taken my outfit off, I was in my nightie. I was like, well then, I can't even do my live stream. So like literally, I was sat there, bare ass skin, everything in my nightie, like, and then I was like, sorry, I was being a bit silly, wasn't I? I'm sorry, I was a bit judgmental and a bit snappish, I'm sorry. And he was like, well, I didn't say it this way. And I was like, I'm really sorry. I kind of overreacted. I missed my live stream and everything. So yeah, so that's the actual reason. I was I was in a Mardi for no reason, is basically the truth. But there you go. You know, see, it's called Beyond Authentic. We do everything authentically. So I'm not going to lie to you, am I? Let me have the things I put on the internet. What was that? I did see a comment from Holland. There we go. There we go. May I ask, Lisa, does your fibro cause joint pain? Yes. I've been getting it in all my joints at once, which is a bit weird. So yeah, constantly my knees are always tender. If my knee joints at nighttime, if my knee joints like hit together, oh, it's like an electric shock goes through my body. So I sleep with a pillow between my legs. So sexy. But I have like a pillow that goes between my legs so that they don't knock. My ankles quite often hurt. My joints, currently, like these two bits on my finger, these two knuckles feel as if they should be swollen. They're not. There's no swelling. I've got no inflammation anywhere, which is part of fibro. It's like the pain's there, but not the inflammation to cause the pain. So God knows. But quite often, like today, it's been my hips. Oh my God, trying to walk. And like an idiot, I didn't take all my pain medication this morning. We'll get on to readings in 2 minutes, everyone. 2 minutes. I promise, because I didn't take all my pain meds this morning because I forgot. I thought I'd taken them and hadn't. As I was walking around this afternoon, I was like, oh God, I'm in so much pain. So yeah, it hurts a lot. It really does. I love how you're chatting about Hinduism in the chat. I'm going to have to come back and replay it and watch it all. We accept blasphemy, atheism, homosexuality. We don't have a devil either. We are very liberal and accepting. Yes, I know. Yes. I know. I wish there were more Hindus in the world. I really do. They like the interfaith thing that I've been involved in the past. They're just like some of the most. I mean, to be fair, in my experience, everybody who's ever been at an interfaith event is there because they want to like accept other faiths and be accepting of other people. So even the sort of full on crucifix people, even like the ones I've met at interfaith events that are very, very, very devoutly Christian, they're all really lovely people as well. Because again, it's not about the religion, is it? It's about the person that follows the religion. Anyway, it's not a place for religion. But yeah, I love Hinduism. I think it's such a lovely, from what I know of it, it's such a lovely way of life, because I think it goes beyond religion, doesn't it? Anyway, right. Shut up, Lisa. Stop talking about that. Paridi, yeah, just everyday stuff, but it's so funny how you're talking. Sorry. I know. It's just life, innit? It's just life. We all get stuff. Hello, Wolf Boyo. What have you put? Sorry you're late. Oh, it's no problem at all, my darling. You're off walking Bolto. Also, new vets are awesome. Good. They found out straight away why he's been sick so often. He's on meds, and since taking it, no more vomiting. Woohoo! That's so cool. Oh, I'm so cool. I'm so happy about that, because again, we believe, me and Rufus, my other half, my husband, we believe very firmly. Well, Rufus will tell you, like our fur babies, he says they're people. They're not people, they're dog people, but they are people. Just says it all, doesn't it? Says it all. You have a dancing Shiva outside on your balcony. Is Shiva the one with the boobs? Like, is Shiva the one? Hang on. Is Shiva the one that's often depicted naked? Is what I'm asking. Anyway, look at us having a really lovely conversation. Oh no, well, obviously not, because Shiva's is a male. His dancing and meditation and his innocence. Oh, I really want to know more now. Shall we not do any tarot? Shall we just chat about Hinduism? No, let's do. Come on, let's do the tarot. Right, I'm going to play a little thingy, and then we'll get into it. So if you've got a tarot question, this is the time. We're going to open the first round now. This is the time to get your questions in. Put them into the live chat. I will pop the banner on. Is it this one? Yes, it is. And so do it. I'm going to play you a couple of little, two little things that will give you time to put your questions into the live chat. So if you would like a freebie tarot reading, then do please put your questions, starting with the word question, into the live chat now. By the way, everybody, I don't know whether you've seen on the interwebs this week, there's been a scandal in the tarot community.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
How fucking shocking that they said I swear. How fucking dare they? Do they know who I am? Thank you very much, everyone. Let's have a look. What have I got in? I don't know what this. I'm drawn to this one. Are things going to calm down soon for me? Will my partner accept the end of the relationship? Right. Okay. This is why I was drawn to it. I actually didn't. I didn't even see it properly. So, Joggareth Jones. Oh, hi, Joggareth Jones. There we go. This is why I'm drawn to it. So then I will do your question in just a second. Patricia saying it was Carly. Oh, right. No, I know. I think I know Shiva. Yes, I'm getting very confused. Also bad memory. But yes, thank you for that. Right. So Joe Gareth Jones. Come and you're not in Doncaster, are you? I thought you were somebody else when you first jumped on, but you're not. But yes, yeah, just double checking. Right, so then Joe Gareth Jones, I am going to do your reading just about, well, I'm just going to do it now. So this is the new the mic. No, it's not the mic. This is the camera. This is the camera. So I'm going to swap cameras now, and you will see I've got a new cloth. Look, everybody. Look at the purple cloth. See how beautiful the purple cloth looks on camera. Look at the cloth. It's so beautiful. There we go. And it sits perfectly now. Look, perfectly in position. I mean, it's a little bit to one side, but it's about as perfect as it's going to get. You know what I mean? None of us are perfect. Not even me. Right then. So then, dragons. Good evening to the dragons. Hopefully you're nice and warmed up now after our rather lovely 10-card reading we did earlier this evening. So then, Joe Gareth Jones is looking for the answers or some guidance on a question. We would like to know, are things going to calm down soon for Joe Gareth Jones? And will their partner, accept the end of the relationship? Okay, so then, if nothing else, Joe Gareth, we wish you nothing but the very, 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 very best of everything that's happening at the moment. We do. Right then, let's get some wispy energy up in here. Come on then, wispy. let's get some guidance for the cards for Joe Gareth, please. Good guidance. We want a nice, accurate, authentic, totally spot on reading. That's what we need. Not 15 cards flying out of the hand. Thank you very much. One more round, dragons. One more round. That's your last chance. 3 and 4. Right, no clarifying card then. So let's do your drop. There we go. Quite a distinct drop, so the cards know what they're going for. Oh. Right, okay. Okay, so let's bring you down a little bit closer to the action. So we've got in the past position, we've got the Hermit card coming up. Now, the Hermit is all about introspection, really. It's about taking yourself out of a situation. So in fact, you know what? I'm not. This isn't a past, present, future. This is a today. What's it called? Where you are today, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. That's what this feels like, rather than a past, present, future. Because where you are today, we've got the Hermit card, right? So the Hermit card, the most important thing about the Hermit card is that lantern. Because that lantern shines the light in the darkness. Okay, so the Hermit is about separating yourself for the benefit of yourself. So you separate yourself out from like the masses and masses and masses of other people on the planet, and you look within, you look without, you basically like search for the answers, search for the hero inside yourself, search for the secret you hide. I'm not going to sing. Even though I just did. But yeah, so basically that's what the Hermit is all about, right? So you have to take a lot of time and a lot of introspection, a lot of navel gazing to understand what question it is that you're even asking, but also to then understand and to find those answers. Okay, so if when you're talking about, you know, are things going to calm down for you, I think it feels that certainly in terms of emotional turmoil, it feels like you're already moving into this different place. It's like now you're getting yourself into that headspace of being able to not just act and do things by yourself for your own needs, but also to separate that from the needs of others. Does that make sense? Because the Hermit, the thing about a Hermit is that they're separate from other people. So other people's needs, wants, desires, they don't impact the Hermit. Like you can literally see this Hermit, whether they're on this rock or whether they are actually levitating, they have separated themselves from the wider universe. And so that's what this card is talking about. This is where you are today. So it's really saying, Joe Gareth, that you need to basically be okay being alone, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes some sense. In the thing you need to know, right? You're going to have sleepless nights, love. You are going to have sleepless nights. The swords, the 9 of swords is all about, swords are all about trouble and strife. And the 9 is quite often depicted with somebody sitting up in bed and these swords are hanging over them. So it's talking about nightmares. It's talking about having a difficult situation, if that makes sense, that you are a difficult situation that you're unable to properly get through. So even though you're separating yourself off, even though you're doing the right thing for you, even though you're, you know, shining that little lantern in all your dark places and finding out the hidden, you know, all those little dark corners and crannies in the back of your mind, you're searching in there for the answers and to find out, you know, the way that you need to go personally for what's right for you on your journey. Because look, you see the Hermit, see the steps, you see it's a climb. It's not an easy trip, is it? It's a climb. And this is the thing, right? Even though that's all happening, which is really positive, even though it feels shit at the time, you've got this happening. You need to know you're bound to have some fallout, right? You are bound to have some, whether this is guilt, whether this is anger, whether this is sadness, whenever anything changes, whenever anything happens, especially when relationships end, It's always going to cause this, right? But you can get through it. You can absolutely get through it. So yes, I think you're going to have some more sleepless nights, some more upheaval before things get better. But the opportunity card is really interesting. Like, this is really cool. I know it's not going to feel it, because these two cards on their own can feel quite negative, right? It's not negative, trust me. It just feels at the moment that you've got to keep going. Things will get better, because look at this opportunity card, right? It's beautiful. Look at the energy in this. It's like, oh, hang on, that's I was going to say it's like Harry Potter and 7 of his friends have all joined their wands together, and they're all pointing their wands in the center. But that sounded a lot ruder in my head, and then I wasn't going to say it out loud, and then I did anyway. So, but it isn't that. It isn't that. This 8 of Wands, so this is literally where everything is up for grabs, right? Again, no, shut up, Lisa. Not like Harry Potter's wands. Anyway, this is saying, right, the 8 of Wands in a standard RWS Rider-Waite-Smith deck has them all being like coming down in diagonals, where they're all like in midair. In one of my favorite decks, the Connolly deck, it's literally like they're all been thrown up. And so that is what this is talking about. It's talking about each one of these wands you can think of as a different aspect of you, right? A different part of your personality, part of your sense of self, part of your character. And what this is doing, what this change is allowing, it's allowing you to pick and choose the bits of that you want to take forward. Okay. So in other words, if this inner learning and inner struggle has led you to the point where, yes, there's some negative feelings, because whenever things end, you can have the best job in the world that comes to an end after 20 years and you've had a wonderful time. And when it ends, you cry. Or you can have a job that you've done for, again, like 20 years and it was a slog. But when it ends, it's still an upheaval, you know what I mean? Because there's a massive amount of change. And so with the 8 of Wands, it's saying, look, even with all of this happening, you've got a massive amount of opportunity to take forward from this, the lessons you want to take forward, but also because in some aspect with the Hermit, it's always about starting or trying to start afresh, like learning the lessons of the past and being ready to move forward into a new, with wisdom and with serenity, I guess. And this is that card for you. This is that card for you. This is the card that's literally saying, look, everything at the moment is up for grabs. So if you want to take with you the really lovely pieces of life, like that bit of confidence, that bit of, feeling good about yourself that the partner gave you, that's positive. Like, you can take those with you. You don't have to discard everything just because something has ended. Dragons, just before we go, I want a single card, please, for Joe Gareth. And I'm going to cut the deck again. What I want, Dragons, is I want one card, because the second question was, how is the partner going to take the end of the relationship? So that's what we want to clarify. Okay, Dragons? So one card on a drop. Oh, did you see it change? Look at that. Did you see then? It's like the dragons were going, is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Let's see what it is. We've got, what is it? We've got the 7 of Wands, right? Okay. So we've got the 7 of Wands reversed. So 7s, oh, sorry, I'm just jogging the camera. 7s normally relate to things being taken, things being shifted. So this is reversed. So I don't think the partner is going to understand that in the long run. It's better if 2 people aren't compatible, it's better that you split, right? And like Gwyneth Paltrow and the Coldplay guy, when they had a conscious uncoupling, that's the best way of doing things. I know it's like really arty-farty in Hollywood, but to decide that actually, do you know what, we're still really good friends, we're just not in that place, and that actually now is the time that we both go our separate ways. That's really good. Do you know what I mean? That's a really nice way of doing it. Not all relationships, when they end, can end like that. Some relationships end in turmoil and arguments and all of that. And so for your needs, I think these 3 cards speak very clearly that you're bound to have some emotion as it goes and as it ends and as things change, and some sleepless nights and all that come with it. So this is what you need to know. It's like, you will have sleepless nights, you will have worry, but it will be okay. With this obstacle, with the outcome, with the what's to come, this opportunity card is really big. For your partner, it feels like they're going to struggle a little bit more, and I don't think they're going to see things clearly yet. They will in the long term, because again, if you look, this person's in like a crystal ball, like the one I've got just up there. So because of that, I don't think they're seeing things as they are. They're going to see things a little bit wishful thinking, and they're going to feel that things are being taken away. Does that make sense? Because that's what the sevens are. So it feels like it's going to affect their confidence a little bit, but overall it will make sense. Right, I hope that helps, my darling. Let's have a look in the chat. Oh, hang on. What have you said? I have a lot of inner turmoil about making the right decision for me and my daughter. I get the sleepless nights. It's so spot on. I'm stronger than I think. You are a doll. Thank you. Oh, absolutely no problem. You've learned a lot of yourself with a clearer head in the last couple of weeks. Absolutely. Completely in awe now. Honestly, every reading you've done, it always thank you, my darling. Listen, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can always leave me a review on my website, beyondauthentic.co.uk. There's a comment section on there on the FAQs. So if you click right down at the bottom, there's an FAQ button. If you click that, right down at the bottom of that, there's a contact page. I need to move the contact page, don't I, thinking about it? But anyway, there's a contact page there. If you want to leave a review or something that I could use on the website, that would be amazing. Thank you. But thank you, even if you don't, thank you very much for your very kind words, Jo Gareth. It's nice to hear that even when it's not amazing news, it's nice to hear that it's still useful. So thank you very much for that. And again, if anybody, same as with everybody else, if anybody wants a reading, or if you want to know more about where I'm going to be, because I am actually going to be at some events later this year, you can always check out the website, beyondauthentic.co.uk. In fact, I'm sure I made a doodah for it. Did I make a doodah for it? Have I not made a doodah for it? Oh, I didn't make a doodah for it. How stupid is that? Did I not make a doodah? I didn't, but it's on there. Look, I can't believe I didn't make a doodah. Oh my gosh. Right. I tell you what, I'll do that. I'll do that now. And then we'll open. I tell you what, shall we open the next round? Mods, are we ready? Right. Let's open the next round. If you would like a tarot reading, get your question in now. Pop your question, starting with the word question, get it into the live chat. And I will play you one of this while I go and do the doodah. You know what I mean. Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody wants a reading, do put it into the chat right now. That's the website just there. Look, I made a doodah. Gosh, I'm sometimes I chuckle and I'm the only one that smiles. Anyway, if you would like a reading, but as I say, put them into the live chat. And if you don't get a reading this time round, we'll get one. We'll get to you. Hopefully, we're going to have more rounds coming up. Just hang on in here. I'm doing the best. Woo, gosh, I'm doing the best I can today. I haven't had a lot of sleep, and I've had a very exhausting day of bargain hunting and shopping. And I didn't even buy much. So yeah. But also, I do have to say, by the way, if you would like to be part of the channel and to help with keeping this channel alive, basically, then you could do me a couple of favors. One, share it out. So if you would like to, I know everybody that comments is subscribed, but if you're watching this on the replay crew, my God, hello, welcome to everybody on the replay crew. Love you lots. But if you are on the replay crew, put a purple heart in. Cheers. I know it's oh gosh, what's her name? Rebecca? I think it's Rebecca that often watches on the replay crew. Anyway, what was I saying? I've lost my train of thought now. My brain is very befuddled today. Oh yeah. So yeah, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, ding your bell, all of that, do all the good YouTubey things. That really does help the channel. But if you would like to support myself a little bit further, you can go and join the channel memberships over at buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. You get a member, you can do it for £3, £5, or there's a more expensive one where you get like live one-on-one readings included. Everybody that is a member gets to hang out with us on the pre-live live. So every Sunday at 6 p.m. I go live, we have a chat. I've just done a 10-card reading for one of our lovely members over there. And so we do things like that. You always get, like, if anybody wants a reading, just ask it in the chat and we'll do a whole reading. And also it helps with the cost of running the channel, because StreamYard is expensive and the editing software is expensive. And even though I've moved past 1,000 subscribers, more about that very soon. Anyway, even though I've got past 1,000 subscribers, we're still not monetized on here because of the watch time. So all of that, but it still helps us out if you can just go, if you don't have to join a membership, but you can just go over there and you can support me by buying a coffee, or you can just hit that thumbs up button, as I think Holland just said, or somebody just said. Patricia and Holland both said. Thanks, both of you. Yes, and also you might be interested to know I've been filming this week, so there's more videos to come as well. Lots of videos to come. I might explain what this frame is doing here and what that's all about. I've also got some wonderful gifts that the lovely Patricia sent me, with some tarot decks to unbox. I've also got some more shorts coming up, and even we went to a psychic fair event vlog, which has been delayed because I need to send them something before I post stuff on the internet about them. But anyway, positive stuff, like really positive stuff. Anyway, where do we get to with the questions? Right, I've got questions here. What are we looking at? I'm not really looking. Which one? 3. Why am I thinking 3? How many questions? I don't even know how many questions. Did we even get 3 questions in? We did. 3. Who's 3? Hang on. Something just went 3. 1. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Flower Beauty, you're the 3rd one. So I've got no idea why, but the dragons, I got 3. So we're doing 3. So is that right? Is that the 3rd one? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So then, Flower Beauty, we've got your question here. Sun Layman, good evening to you. I hope you're well. Bear with me just a little bit, because once I've done Flower Beauty's reading, just here, look, once I've done Flower Beauty's reading, I will open the list again and we'll get another question in, and that could be yourself. Could be anybody. We don't know. So yes, we're going to do that now. So what should I do to manifest my dreams? I know. We'll do the same. I'll do the same spread. Right then. That's a lovely question. Depends what your dreams are. If you're dreaming of being a OnlyFans star, then you probably, need to wear bikinis while exercising and doing yoga and filming it and things like that, because that seems to be all of that is. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but that seems to be the basics of that. I'm looking, do you know what, as I'm talking, because my brain's not very good at multitasking today, I'm trying to click on something and I actually just need to click on the camera settings, which are down here. So there we go. So yes, it depends what your dreams are. If your dream is becoming a doctor or a lawyer, you probably need to go to school. If your dream is to be a Formula 1 car driver, you probably need to take your test, maybe like learn to drive a normal car first, things like that. So it really does depend on your dreams as to what, how you move forward with them. But in terms of how we start manifesting them, we can certainly look at that for you. Right then, dragons, let's get Wispy's music. Wispy's been quiet the last few weeks. Do you remember a couple of months back, mods, when Wispy was just... Oh, thanks, Wispy. Now I've got you on the back of my neck. if you don't know what I'm talking about with Wispy, we've got different elemental energies that I work with, and I call them my dragons. We've even got a lovely dragon crystal, look, for them to reside in when they're nice and chilled out. So it is just the elemental energies. But Wispy is the most, it's the air elemental, so it's the most rambunctious, like youthful puppy type energy. Right, I'm doing 4 more, so 1 more round, dragons. And Wispy's normally shows up and makes me flip cards, and we get clarifying, modifying cards and all sorts of bits and pieces. This is the last one. You wanted me to drop this card on top. So what is this card on top? No, it's 3 cards. I told you, Wispy, we only do 1 card for a clarifying. Right. I'll do 1 more spin. I know I said that was the last one, but 1 more spin. There we are. This is it. Done. Right. No clarifying again. So let's do your drop. There's your drop. Nice straightforward drop. 1, 2, 3. Oh, interesting. Right. It depends what your dream is. If your dream is about loving, romancing, and all of that lovely stuff. I don't know why that's the music I'm thinking for that. But anyway, if your dream is about romance or about things like that, then we've got the Lovers coming up. So this is basically saying, my darling, that this is where you are today, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean like romantic lovers, and it doesn't necessarily mean like being in a relationship, because what it can mean, Flower Beauty, is that like this is your love and passion, because that's one of the other things for this card. So it can mean like the physical attraction between 2 people, getting it on, like let's get it on, all of that. I'm not going to sing Marvin Gaye because I don't want to be in court like Ed Sheeran was last week, but all of that, right? So it can mean all of that. In this sort of reading, though, where you're looking at manifesting your dreams, this is talking about your passion. What is it that gets you up in the morning? What is it that tickles your pickle and floats your boat? What is it that inspires you? What is it that makes you want to like to manifest those dreams? What is it? What is it that you are passionate about? What does that dream encompass? Because this is saying you need to really focus on that passion. Okay, because for me, being a tarot reader, there's been like, although I've been reading for 28 years in total, there's been a few years within that 28-year period where I wasn't reading every week or even at sometimes every month. So some of it, like if I wasn't reading regularly, you kind of lose focus and then things get pushed to the side. Only when I've really focused the last few years, like probably the last maybe 8 years, 10 years, when I've really come back to it and really focused, and I am doing daily readings or daily pulls, you know, for myself and for other people, that passion is really firm within me now. Like that fire is burning, and this is what you need to decide. This is what you need to find your passion, not just the spark of it, not just the match alone in the moonlight, not just that spark. Once you've found the spark, give it some kindling. Do you know what I mean? Like, look after that match. Treat it gently, light it very carefully, put it against some kindling, put it against the wood, build it into a roaring bonfire. Find that passion. That's the most important thing. What you need to know now, we got the 4 of Cups, but it is reversed. But the 4s for me are all about stability, right? So look at this card when it's upright. This is a rainbow. This is like rainbow energy. This is like glorious, wonderful energy that is coming down and filling this cup. So there is lots of energy. Again, red energy. You can see what I mean by rainbow, because it's given off like the hints of the oranges and the yellows and the greens running through it. But technically it's just this warm, glowing energy, right? This is filling your cup. So cups are about your emotions and, again, your passions, the things that you care about deeply, right? But the 4 is about stability. If you think of the 4 as being 4 corners or 4 table legs, that's where the stability comes from. However, stability, when it's reversed, can sometimes be quite boring, right? It's not an exciting lifestyle. If you think about it, you could have a Ferrari, right? A bright red Ferrari, really sexy, fast car, super speedy, amazing, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds or whatever it is, like amazing car, right? But if you brick it up, each corner of its wheels, if you put it on bricks that are, 2 foot off the ground, that Ferrari goes nowhere. That instability, it might as well then be an old banger because it ain't going nowhere. There's no excitement. There's nothing. There's no oomph. And so that stability is a bit dull. You know what I mean? And so this card, when it's come round like this, even though it's about your emotions and even though it's about the things that normally would fill your passion bowls, like, oh, look at my passion bowl, it's full. It's really talking about there being something here that is a bit monotonous, something here that's a bit boring, a bit humdrum, a bit week in, week out. You know what I mean? So it feels like you know your passions, but actually something here, what you need to know is if it's this stable and this boring, if it's this stable constantly and if nothing is changing, then it gets dull. And then the opportunity we've got an opportunity card. This is, look, right? Let me just point something out. I'm going to flip to the other camera because this is really important. Right. Your question there, look at this word, right? Look at this word here, this final word. What should I do to manifest my dreams? So this isn't about, I had a dream last night that I was in a pink unicorn fancy dress outfit and I was drinking a green cocktail with the King of England on a boat in the south of France. Right? Oh, that's a good dream. It's not that, is it? We're talking about your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, all of that. So the things that spark passion. And the first card I said was passion. And then the next 2 cards are cups, which is the suit of affection, passion. The Page of Cups coming up as an opportunity. Now you can take this one of 2 ways. If your dreams resolve around being in long-term relationships and partners and things like that, then this is talking about, look, you've got a young, fairly naive, fairly young, innocent kind of person here on the cards. And this is really talking about, like, go for it. If you've met someone and there's a little bit of a spark there, then go for it. If your dream is about something more tangible, like you want to achieve something or you want to, I'm not saying like a happy relationship isn't like tangible, because it is, but if it's something more materialistic, if you want to earn a certain amount or get a certain job or learn a certain task, if it's more like that, then this is talking about going back to, again, the things within this passion, the things within this field that absolutely spark joy. Because the Page of Cups is that, look here, look what can you see these 2 hands showing the heart emoji? Like, there is a lot of that innocent, naive, young passion involved in this. So what this card is saying is to literally take that spark of joy. Remember when you first did XYZ, whatever your dream is, remember when you first discovered that, people can go to the moon. Now you want to go off and be an astronaut. Well, remember how exciting it was when that spark first hit. Do that. Like, this is the moment to reinvigorate yourself and to make that happen. Like, to literally fall back in love with what this dream is. Engage that young, naive version of yourself. Engage that part of you, Flower Beauty, that was like, oh my God, people actually go to space, or whatever it is. You mean I could go to space? Wow. Like, that moment where it's like, like when you're a child and you realize that, what, you mean prime ministers are like people, like pop stars are, like, anyone can be a pop star. It's that. So this is the opportunity. It's like, whatever is going on, whatever this dream means to you, how you manifest it is by falling back in and keeping that innocence. Even when people say to you, it's not possible, can't do that. Oh no, that would never work. Oh, 5,000 people applied for pop stars or whatever this year. You'll never get on it. Well, how the hell do you know? Someone's got to win. Someone's got to achieve this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? And so if your dream is to be happily married with 4 kids, right? That's the dream. That's the ideal. If you're going that route, the first thing you've got to do is like, be happy about yourself. Be happy with yourself, who you are in life, because that will attract you. If this is a relationship, that will attract you your page of cups, if that's what you're looking for. And pages don't have to be male or female. It's like whoever it is, it's a younger person, right? So it means when you meet someone, you've got that spark, that, oh, hi, in the same way that if your dream is to, be the prime minister of your country or the president of your country, it's like, you mean normal people can do that? Wow. You know what I mean? It's like, keep that spark, keep that innocent feeling of, oh my God, anything is possible, and move forward with it. And hopefully, my darling, that helps. Mods, can you do me a favor? Flower Beauty, I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do, but that is going to be your reading for today, my love. Mods, can you do me a favor? Just keep reminding me, what was it? I've forgotten. Just keep reminding me. Too long-winded. That's all you need to say. Just keep saying it, because I'm trying to, or hammering the point. I don't need to hammer the point home, and I'm trying not to do that, even though I find myself doing it by automatic rote. But yeah. Hang on. What have we got? That powerful. Thank you. It's for your personal life and career both. Oh wow, that's good then. That's why I was getting between. Sorry, I keep bashing the microphone. That's why I was like, is this love and romance? Because it can kind of go that way, but also this is like some career thing going on here. That's why I was getting the duality there. Yeah, your passions. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad that helped, Flower Beauty. No problem, my darling. Absolutely no problem at all. Again, you're a regular on this channel, so thank you very much for being here. But I hope that helps. But yeah, you follow your dreams. This is also the same for pretty much everybody. So if anyone else has got the question is, how do I manifest, or how do I follow my dreams? Just keep it in your heart. Keep that dream here and don't let it fade, right? Remember that childhood wonder, that awe-inspiring wonder of anything is possible. Keep that. Keep it here, right in the middle, and go for it. Because actually, do you know what? The people who keep those dreams right to their heart, the people who keep their focus on it and keep that awe-inspiring wonder, they're the ones who follow through on it. The people that go, oh, I'd really love to do this, but actually I've got to pay the bills next week, and I've got that lecture coming up, and I've got to go and I must remember to wash my socks, and actually my knickers need washing as well, so I should probably do that. And I need to get some washing powder if I'm going to wash my knickers, and it's raining. You know what I mean? Once we go down the line of getting really stuck in the mundality of life, then we lose that anything is possible. So if you've got a goal, a dream, whatever it is, just keep that in mind. Keep focused on it. Currently, my dream would be not to have my back crippling me in pain. But anyway, thank you very much. I hope that helps. Here endeth the sermon for today. Thank you very much. I was trying to do the Rimmer salute from Red Dwarf, and I can't remember what it is. Although he's coming to Leeds, there's going to be a comic convention, Comic Con event thing, and Chris Barry's coming to Leeds. I like Chris Barry. Anyway, enough. Lisa, shut up. Right, round's open. Let's have some more questions in, please. Have some more questions. If you would like a reading, what do you need to do to get a reading on this channel? Do you need to follow your dreams? Well, partly. But what you need to do to get a reading on this channel is this. Yes, indeed. All you need to do is put the word question followed by your question into the live chat. I will pick one at random very, very shortly. By the way, everybody, I know I keep banging on about it, but if you haven't already, you can always go across to buy me. Oh, where's me button? Oh, I've lost the button. Hang on. Here we go. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Right then, let's have a look. Oh God, we've got loads of questions in. What do we want, dragons? What number question? They're not saying anything, so we'll just have to have a look. Who's in? Who's in? I'm drawn to Paridi. Paridi Agrawal. Question: when will I earn $1,400 per month? Oh, a timeline question. Interesting. My immediate, so literally, as soon as I read the question, my brain went, not till next year. I don't know why it went not till next year, but that was instant. Anyway, right then, dragons. What is it you do, Paridi? Because if you are, how can I put it? If you're a newspaper, no, what is it? What's it called? A newspaper delivery person, a paper boy, paper girl, you know what I mean? If that's what you do for a living, again, no shame. But you're probably earning less than minimum wage. So probably $1,400 is a lot. It's a lot of newspapers. However, if you are, you know, a barrister, are they the ones that wear the wigs? I think so. If you are a barrister in court, then 1,400 is probably like 2 hours work. So it depends on what you do, really. But let's have a look and see what the cards are going to say. Sharon and Lopez, hi, hello. What's that emoji? Oh, it's a flower. Oh, that's lovely. So yeah, if anybody wants a question, hang on a second. The round will open up straight after Paridi's question, which we're getting to right now. So then, dragons, Paridi Agrawal would like to know, let me click the camera, there we go. They would like to know when they're going to earn $1,400 a month. I mean, I would love that every couple of months, to be honest, at the moment, the way my finances are. But anyway, enough about that. Meow, 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 meow. I don't know why I'm doing meow, meow. It's like, woe is me. No, it's all good. It's all good. You have what you have and you've got what you've got, if that makes sense. I've got a coffee kombucha. Look, I'm thinking about drinking this espresso kombucha. Kombucha is amazing. It's a fermented drink and it's got full of lactobacillus. So all your good gut but health bacteria is in it. It's really, really super good for you. And this one's got coffee in it. So I'm just double checking. Come on, hands. Oh, my knuckles are hurting today. So yeah, I'm just wondering how much caffeine's in it, because it is 8 o'clock here in the UK, and I'm probably going to be going to bed in the next 3 hours. I know, right? I'll be in bed before midnight. Oh, dragons, right? Wispy, I get what you're saying, Wispy. Wispy wants his little thing. Right then, I know what music he wants, and he wants the one. I think I've taken it off the video link. Dun, 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 dun. Do 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 do. Da, 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 da. Well, they're well shuffled, Paridi, and we've got, like, if it's my bad shuffling's making a card drop rather than a modifying card. There's no modifier wanting to come out on this reading, so we'll do that very much. Let's have a look. See. Good evening to Grace. I've just seen Grace in the chat. Just bear with everybody on the questions. I'll explain. Mods, can one of you just explain what's happening with the readings? Oh, we got repeat cards, and I will explain that in a little bit on the video. Thank you, mods. So right, when are you going to earn 1,400? Well, we've got 2 number cards and the judgment card. So the judgment card for me is coming up as a kind of a question, if that makes sense, because there is nothing here that is Pentacles, so nothing here money related. Okay, so basically what I would read this as, the judgment is you being judged, Paridi. Okay, so this is your, like, this is the body, this is the soul or the spirit, this is the spirit kind of being judged on its own, separate to the physical body, right? So it's basically saying, look, where are you on your journey? Is $1,400 per month accurate? Are you worth that? Is your spirit worth that? Like, are you doing something where that is a reasonable question? Would it be better to earn $1,000 or, you know, $800? You know, what level are you actually at? Let's be brutally honest, because judgment is all about, like, it's that card where put it this way, right? It's a bit like me getting on the scales at my slimming club, right? If I get on the scales, no matter how many times I say I did not eat that giant birthday cake, right? I did not eat that giant birthday. It definitely wasn't me. I didn't eat it. Even though I know I've got all the buttercream all around my mouth, I didn't eat it, right? Even though how many times I can say that until till I'm blue in the face, until the cows come home. If I get on the scales and I've gained 7 pounds, chances are it's because I ate that cake, no matter how many times I didn't. And this is about that same level of judgment, right? There are certain things, no matter how many times you say or you make people believe or you do this, that, or the other, it all comes back to you. And if you can shine your own light in all your dark places of your conscience, and your conscience is clear, and you are, you know, you're doing a job that is valid, or you're doing work that is valid at $1,400, then that is something that's possible. If not, if the answer to that is, well, it's a bit of a, you know, the going rate for my job is normally $800, so maybe $1,400 is a bit pushing it, then bring your expectations down. Does that make sense? So the judgment card, it's about, it's not justice, right? So it's not a legal thing. It's not about, is this, you know, legally what you're entitled to. It's about judgment. Are you worth this? Is this feasible in your current position? If not, something's got to change. And the reason I'm saying something's got to change is because we've got 2 swords cards back to back. We've got the 9 and the 3. The 3 is about heartache, as you can see, literally heartbreak. This person here is heartbroken, right? Because the heart has been pierced by multiple swords. Where are the swords? On their arm. They're carrying the swords. The thing that broke their heart, they carry with them all the time. So there is something going on here. The 2 cards together, we've got the 9 and we've got the 3. So numerology, if you're into numerology, that becomes a 12. I do, when we're looking at time scales, anything 12 and below, we're looking at a year. We're looking at 12 months in a year. So again, you're looking at next year. That was my gut instinct. You could possibly be 9 months, and yeah, so it would be 9 months or 3 more months, which is 12 months. Or it could possibly, I don't get the feeling. So normally in numerology, we would break that down to a 12 and then down to a 3, because you get the 9 plus the 3 is a 12. The 1 plus the 2 of the 12 becomes a 3. So that's your numerology score. I don't think that's accurate. I think this is at least a year away because of this 9 and this 3. And I think more importantly than when, I think you've got some, there's something here that isn't quite right, Paridi. This judgment is leading to some sleepless nights, lots and lots of sleepless nights. Okay, so the 9 of swords, again, swords is trouble and strife. So again, we've got sleepless nights leading to heartbreak following this judgment, right? So there's something here that I think maybe your expectation is too high, or maybe you're going to need to change company that you work for to be able to get that. Because at the moment, this judgment feels like it's going against you because of what these 2 cards are. If they were cups, if they were, even if they were wands, if they were cups, it would be talking about like a positive emotional outcome. If it was discs or pentacles, it will be talking about a financial outcome. So that would be more beneficial in terms of asking for your salary. But because this is swords, it feels like this is going to be disappointment, and it feels like you are, with this judgment card, you are holding yourself up for disappointment by putting that figure on it. So maybe take the figure off and just think to yourself, you know, or maybe focus on improving your wages, So instead of, again, so maybe where your, whatever it is that you do, again, I don't know what your job role is, but maybe you're currently earning $800 and you want to get a pay rise to $900. And then 6 months down the line, you say to your boss, look, I'm doing this really well. Give me another pay rise. Here's another $1,000. You know what I mean? To like inch up that way. Or maybe look at a different company or a different role within the same company. So either you need to change role within your job. You need to speak to your boss and say, hey, I think I'm worth $1,400 a month. That's what I want. And your boss can then say, actually, Paridi, you're not. Or actually, Paridi, I think you are, but not at this company. We can't afford that. Or actually, Paridi, you're damn right. In fact, have $1,400 because I was going to pay you $1,500, but $1,400, I think you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? So there's something here going on. Let's a little bit deeper. And I think these two cards, for some reason, oops, sorry, I keep bashing that mic. For some reason, the 1,400, I don't think is very feasible at the moment where you are. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Again, I'm not saying you're not worth it. You could be worth double that, but if your boss isn't willing to pay it, it's not going to happen. So again, either you need a new boss, a new job for your current boss, or a complete change. And hopefully that makes sense, Paridi. There's nothing here, like at least a year was my gut instinct. Those numbers coming up as a 9 and a 3 would seem to suggest to me that you've got maybe 9 months in this role before moving on to another one. I don't know why that's jumping out at me, but hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Thank you so much for the question, and I hope that helped. Did I get through it without waffling too much? Did I get through it without like banging my point home? Because that is something that I am hyper aware of. Oh, hang on. Is this heartbreak related? No, it's not related. This is all to do with your work, not to do with personal life. You're stuck between your family's decision to arrange marriage and you love a guy. No, it's nothing to do with that. This is all about your career question. So this is all about you asked a very specific question. That judgment is all about that heartache, is heartbreak within the career. So that is you going to your boss and saying, I want a pay rise, and your boss going, you're not worth it. It's that heartache, you know what I mean? Or it's you going to apply for 25 jobs at $1,400 a month and not getting any of them, and maybe realizing that isn't a feasible wage. Maybe when you go for a job interview and they're like, oh, and you go, actually, look, I've seen the minimum, the amount you pay. I think I'm worth more than that. So I would love to take this job, but only at $1,400. It's like, if you do that, that's where the heartache comes in. That's where that's not going to happen. And the sleepless nights with the 9, that's really, again, it's talking about there's a lot of upheaval here. That judgment card, all 3 of those cards are just about that money issue, about that $1,400 a month. But I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. Thank you for your guidance. Either I should lower my expectations or change in my income source. Yeah, basically that's it exactly. So either, but you don't have to lower it forever. Right? You could quite happily say 1,400 isn't feasible now, but I could accept a job at 1,200 or 1,100 and work up. And in a year's time, because I had that instant reaction of not for a year, like you could work for an employer at 1,100 if that's feasible for you. I don't know, whereabouts in the world you are and what the situation is, but you could work for a boss for 1,100, say, and then say to your boss, in a year's time, when you have your yearly review or whatever it is, you can then say, do you know what, I think I'm worth more money. I think I'm worth 1,400, and it gives you a year to prove that to your boss. So then you go, I think I'm worth 1,400. I think I want a pay rise. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Right then, we've got some new people coming in the chat. I can see Venice Gallagher. Who I've just missed somebody else as well. Who did I just see pop up? Sharon, I said hello to. Grace, I said hello to. There was somebody else just popped up. Oh, Darcini. Tarot card for tomorrow. Hang on a second, one darling. Oh, no problem at all. Thank you very much. Right, everybody, we're opening the list now again. If you would like a tarot reading, good evening to Sun as well. Yes, I didn't forget you, my darling. I did say hello to you before. If you would like a reading, do please put your question into the chat, starting with the word question. I'm doing a round now, and I'll get a question out of the way, and then we'll go to another one. Don't forget, if you're looking for financial advice, legal advice, medical advice, or counseling advice, I am not any of those. I do have some experience in some of those areas, but I'm not a professional in those areas. So if you're looking for counseling, medical, financial, or legal advice, please seek out professionals in those areas, okay? And again, as always, you make all the decisions about your own life. Like I'm about to make the decision to drink this kombucha. It's really nice, actually. I like coffee kombucha. Hopefully it's not going to keep me up too much, but the kombucha is really good for my stomach, like amazingly good. God, again, over-explaining, over-egging the pudding. Here we go, hammering this home. Because I can't have dairy, you see, that's why. Because I can't do dairy. So the lactobacillus that you'd normally get from dairy, I get from kombucha. So it's good for your gut. So a little tip, if you can't have dairy or you're vegan and you are missing that lactobacillus, the good gut health bacteria, kombucha is an amazing way of getting it into your system. That and sauerkraut. Anyway, right, if you would like a reading, put your questions into the chat right now. Oh God, I do talk some waffle on this channel. Put your question into the chat right now. And if you've got any worries about how to ask a question, just ask the mods. But also, this video will tell you. Also, if you are new to this channel, if you've just joined this channel, if you've just hit the subscribe button so you can comment, all of that, if you've just found me for whatever it is, unfortunately, I've been in a bit of a scandal this week again.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
No, can you imagine? People have been saying that I swear on the internet. Well, do you know what I say to them? I say, fuck them. That's what I say. If they think I'm so, I've never once sworn on this channel, so fuck them. If they think I'm swearing, fuck them. That's what I say. No, I am a little bit sweary. So if swearing's a bit offensive to you, I apologize. I don't intend to insult anybody. I just, too many years of working in pubs. That's what it is. That's what I blame. Right then, let's have a look. I think I'm going to Sun. For some reason, this blue, it's the blue S. I was like, instantly, that's the question. What is the question? I can't even read. Sun, I hope you're here because I'm going to read your question. What are Anthony's intentions with me? Oh, good question. Right. Okie dokie. Let's have a look at that. If you're waiting for a reading, do please. Well, there's two things you can do. You can always go across here and do a QJump, which means your question will automatically be next. Or buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, by the way. Or wait until the next round and pop your question in, and if I can, I will just grab one of them at random. So then, Sun, let's have a look. Let's get the card cam working, because it's always nice to see the cards that we're talking about, isn't it? Here we go. So then, oh, funny angle again. There we go. There we go. So then, let's have a look. Dragons. Sun Layman would like to know, what are Anthony's intentions with me? So what is Anthony planning to do with Sun? That's what we would like to know, dragons. Let's get Wispy's theme on in the background. There we go, Wispy. So if you don't know, I work with the elemental energies, and I refer to them as dragons because it's easier than talking about elemental energies that nobody can visualize. Everybody can visualize a dragon. So Wispy is our air dragon made out of steam. Thank you. That was going to go. Right. We've got the full. Okay. So wispy is made out of steam and clouds and smoke and dust and all those like little glimmers of light that you see in the corner of your eye sometimes. And he is in the shape of a luck dragon from Neverending Story. Almost forgot, my lord. And wispy is a playful energy, brings lots of weird kind of energy to the readings. And we've got a clarifying card. The card we've got is the Fool. I'll talk about that in just a second, my darling. So let's have a look. It doesn't mean you're being foolish. It doesn't mean you're being foolish or that Anthony is being foolish towards you. Now, this is interesting. We've got some repeat cards, but they've flipped. Both of these cards were the other way around earlier. Interesting. Right. So first of all, what does your clarifying question card mean? Well, the Fool is all about new journeys, new beginnings, new starts, new adventures. So unlike the standard tarot deck where you see the traditional kind of male figure about to walk off a cliff, this character here, are they soaring? Are they leaning into? Are they charging the crystal? Is this stick, is this their staff that they are carrying, or are they holding on to it because it's actually attached to a tree just off screen? But this energy, as you can see, this gorgeous crystal is hitting this energy pattern and is being charged. This is like a crystal grid that we've got here. So we've got lots of elements here about healing and about starts of a journey and charging. So charging yourself up to do something. So the Fool is all about starting on a new journey, starting on a new adventure, climbing and clambering off and leaving everything behind and going off for something brand new. So if you and Anthony have a sort of a history that is talking about, if you two have a history that's talking about, God, what am I trying to say? If you two have a history, right, which is you need to put behind you, or in some way you want to move on together in something, then that's what this card will be relating to. Okay, my darling? So that will literally be talking about like starting a new journey together, a new oomph together. So let me just have a little look. See, so we're going to do the same. We're going to do the same sort of you today need to know opportunity card reading, if you like. So we've got the 2 of Wands. Look, if I hold it this way up, you can kind of see it. So these are the 2 wands, and this person is gazing out of the window, out looking at something, dreaming, planning. There's a picture book here or a magazine here. The globe is here. This person is wistfully looking at outside as to what's out there. Okay, but it's come up reverse. So 2s quite often will relate to couples or partnerships or friendships in some way. Okay, so this is saying that you today, right now, this connection with you and Anthony, it doesn't feel as strong as it could be. It doesn't feel as secure as it could be, because for me, Wands is always talking about your sense of security, your sense of confidence. So there's something here that is leaving you to say you're not confident with what Anthony is wanting, or where Anthony is headed with this. Okay, so even though we've got this Fool card coming up that seems like it's the start of a journey, the Fool has to have had a journey before now. So this isn't starting completely brand new. There's a history that the Fool then decides, do you know what? I need to leave the city and start on my own trip. And so this is, if that makes sense, this is where we're at. And this coming up now with where you are today, it feels like this is almost you kind of looking out the window, looking for a better life before you start off on this journey anew. Does that make sense? Interesting that it's coming up because you're specifically asking what Anthony's intentions are. We've got the 7 of Wands, another wand card coming up in the need to know card. Now, this need to know is really interesting because 7s are normally about things being taken from you, but this is about locking down what's being taken. So in terms of your strength, your security, your inner confidence, your inner spark, what makes you, all of those things about your personality that you are confident and bold and strong about, this is about locking those down, and if need be, meditating and harmonizing and bringing them into balance and looking after them. So whether this is self-care, whether this is you needing to remember that you are a wonderful enlightened human being, whatever it is that you need right now, whatever feels like it's being either taken or it's being lost, you need to keep that in focus right now. In terms of what Anthony's intentions with you are, if the 7's coming up, right, hang on, you know something's about to happen because I'm about to change cameras, right? So, son, I know you're a new subscriber here, right? But part of what I do on this channel is I do tarot without the fluffy bits. So I try and keep it authentic and real, as if I'm talking to a friend, right? If I was talking to a friend in real life and we're sat at Costa having a coffee, I would say to you, this card, right? If this is being taken from you, if this card is talking about what Anthony's intentions are, we've got a card that's all about things being stolen, right? So it means he's wanting to diminish your light. And so this card coming up for me is twofold. One, it's saying that, you know, he's wanting to lower your light, your brightness, so he can shine brighter. It's quite a common thing. But also in terms of this card itself, from your perspective, you need to do everything you can to remember and to harmonize your confidence, yourself, your spirit. So whether that is self-care, meditation, you know, relaxation, mindfulness, all of those things, so that you feel the most you that you can be. If it's that, do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you need to go in, have a long bath with candles and just like a bit of meditation, some mindfulness, some nice breathing, not so you go to sleep in the bath because that's dangerous, but so that you relax and you meditate. If that is going to make you feel whole and complete and like your best self, then do that. Because this does feel like this is a journey for you rather than a journey for you and Anthony. Everything here, especially with this 2 of Wands being reversed, is kind of suggesting that there is a journey for you to go on your own rather than a journey with Anthony. And this next card, the Chariot reversed, this is also backing that up, right? So this Chariot card is talking about journey. It can sometimes mean, for some tarot readers, a physical journey. So like moving house, moving city, moving town. For me, normally, it's talking about a journey of discovery, a journey of self, right? Going on your inner journey to the best you that you can be. That's what this feels like, but this doesn't feel like it's a journey for you and Anthony together. Now, that can mean lots of things. It doesn't mean that the relationship's doomed or anything like that. It just might mean that you kind of need to be in more of a secure footing so that you're not lessened by being with Anthony. And again, I know nothing about Anthony. I know nothing about, there's nothing here about the relationship, but the Fool card coming up is your clarifier. This is really important because this is saying, what did I say at the beginning? Is starting a new journey, a new path. You've got a path here, a journey here that isn't comfortable for the 2 of you. Does that make sense? It's like, this doesn't feel entirely like this is a joint direction you're both going in right now. Now, that, as I say, it doesn't mean the relationship's doomed or anything like that. It might just mean that you're going in tandem and that you are growing whilst being with Anthony, but that's something you have to do by yourself. Everything here is screaming at me that there is a journey for you here, for yourself, for your self-discovery, a journey. Like the fact that your clarifying card is the first card of the deck, the 0 card, right? It's neither positive nor negative because it's a 0. It's not a -1. It's not the 1. It's a 0. It's literally the very, it's like everything and nothing all at once. It is the very start of things. This coming up as your clarifier when you're asking about like this type of question is really telling me that this is a journey. There is something here for you to do on your own, by yourself, for yourself. And I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, my darling. I don't think his intentions are hugely negative, but it's really, really, really clear that there is a journey for you to do on your own. At least, like you can do it alongside him, but your journey is on your own. And with that, my darling, I hope that helps. But thank you again. Thank you very much for your question. And as I say, I do hope that helps. I hope it brings you some sort of clarity. But thank you for your question, son. Right. What time is it? 8:30. I don't know how many I've done so far, but we're going to keep cracking on. I'm just popping these ones back in the deck in all sorts of places. Good evening to Crystal Rose. I've seen your name pop up in the chat. What have you done? Have you been upsetting our Patricia again? Patricia, just expecto paramore. I don't watch Harry Potter. I don't know what it does. We were at a car boot sale today, and there was so many Harry Potter books and scarves and wands and all sorts of stuff. You can tell people are just getting rid of it all now. It's like the Harry Potter fad or phase is over, thankfully. God. Or aren't they coming out with a new series or books or world or something? I don't even know why I'm asking the question, because I don't even like it. I haven't even seen any of it. But anyway, right. If you would like a question, you can now go ahead and put your question into the live chat. Start your question with the word question, please, so I can see it. Otherwise, I literally won't see it because, you know, ADHD. So start your question with the word question, put it into the live chat now, and I will go ahead and read it as soon as I can. And I will pick one of these at random as soon as we are done. I didn't mean as soon as I can. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pick one at random in the chat. So if you want a question, please go ahead and put them in the chat now. There we go. Right. I'll give you 10 more seconds. There we go. Right. I've just checked over on Buy Me a Coffee. Nobody's QJumped. So let's have a look in the live chat. Oh, God, I'm going to put my glasses back on. I literally cannot see without my specs. Right. Hang on. Let me hit the banner. There we go. So who are we looking at? I'm looking at who have we got? I think we're doing Crystal Rose. I think I'm doing Crystal Rose, but we've only got 2 other questions being asked. So there's 2 other questions being asked. So what I'm going to do is I will hold on. If the other of you want questions, is there a load of Harry Potter stuff in the shops? Right, that's fine. If the other 2 want questions, hold on, because I might be able to do all 3 of you one after the other, if that makes sense. So hold on into the thing. I'm going to do Crystal Rose first, then I'll do Vanny, and then I'll do Rabina. Thank you, mods. Yeah, so we'll do all 3. Right. 25 minutes, 3 readings. Yeah. Oh gosh. Right. Right, let's go. Let's crack on. So, Crystal Rose, let me just change the doodah. The doodah, the doodah, the doodah, the doodah, doopy 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 doop. There we go. Fabulous. Right. Question. Dragons, Crystal Rose would like to know, what is blocking me in love, please? Been single 4 years now. Right. Oh gosh, something just... Thank you, Wispy. Can you see? You see the card literally fly out, so much so that he just moved the laptop. The 2 of Wands. Right, Crystal Rose. Crystal Rose, Crystal Rose, Crystal Rose. Here we go. Right, I'm very mindful that we haven't got a lot of time, but Crystal Rose, one thing to bear in mind, right? Before I go into this reading, the 2 of Wands would suggest to me that there is something here from your previous relationship or from a previous relationship that basically disrupted your sense of self. It disrupted your confidence, how you feel about yourself, your essence. It literally because when this came up, it came up sideways, right? So it's neither negative or positive, but there is something here that your previous relationship twisted or altered or made you second guess, and it took you a bit of like a lot of I was about to say it took you a lot of healing, but I don't think you have, because that's why this has jumped. That's why this has jumped. There is something here from your previous relationship, right? And it may be 4 years ago, but there's something you've not dealt with because it's still affected your sense of self, like your who Crystal Rose is in your head. Like it's affected that. It's affected your sense of confidence, your sense of being. And that needs dealing with. Whatever that is, that needs dealing with before you're gonna, like, you could have had 15 suitors come to you every single month for the last 4 years. You are not ready for that, because this is still happening. This is behind the scenes, and this is screwing that up, if that makes sense. It's a bit like you can't build a house, right? You cannot build a house if the ground that you've bought is like an old mining colony, and literally 25 foot under the ground are all mining tunnels, and you don't know where they are, because as soon as you put a heavy house on top, it's all just going to collapse. So you can't do that. You've got to shore up those foundations, fill all those gaps and all those holes, do all of that work, which on the surface you can't see, because on the surface the bit of land you've bought has just got a little meadow on it. So you've got to do all that work for all those mining like layers and things under the ground, which on the surface you look perfectly fine. Just looks like a meadow. But because you've got to do that work first before you put your house on top. And so the analogy is literally, there's something here from that past relationship you need to heal and move on from before you're able to build your romantic house. Does that make sense? Like literally, I can answer that in a one word. That is the reason why. What is blocking you in love? That is exactly the reason why. Whatever's going on, right? Okay, we'll do it on the other cam. Whatever's going on, I'm going to do a slightly different poll. I've just seen that come up, Neil. Thank you. I'll bear it in mind. We've got 20 minutes, so I don't think there's much I can do tonight, but I'll talk about it in a second. Let me lift that. There we go. If I put it on the crystal like that, you can see. So yeah, so I think, Crystal Rose, I think this is the answer in a nutshell, right? This is in and of itself. This is what you need to be looking at. What is it that you've got? And again, it might take counseling. You might know exactly what it is, but there is something here that you need to be able to shift, if that makes sense. Right. So let me have a wee look. I'm not going to do your drop. I'm going to do a cut. We've had a second one jump. Right. Okay. Interesting. And now we've got the 9 of Pentacles. The work. It's about the work. The work. This is work. Right. You've done some work. Okay, dragons. You can take it off me now. Right. Okay. Thank you, Wispy. I knew you were here for this one, you sod. I don't mean that. I love my dragons. Dragons are the elemental energies I work with. So the 2, whatever this is, right? I think you've done some work. Thanks, Ed. I think you've done some work here, right? I think you've whether you've had counseling, whether it's grief counseling, couples counseling, or whatever else, there is something here that you've done. You've done some of the work, but it's not finished because you're only at a 9. Right? So it's like you're near to completion, but there's something here. And I think this is whatever the deepest part of this is, whatever, you know, when I said about the analogy about the mining caves, it's like you filled the layers from the top down. The bottom layer is the one. And until that bottom layer is full, all the layers, all the mining shafts, all the layers above, they're not going to work. Like, because that bottom one is still empty. So it's still going to crash. So this work still needs to be completed. There is still something here emotionally that you need to fulfill, because we've got this reverse too. Right. So dragons, we're going to take another one. And we're going to take a 4th. Right. Let's look at what this. Oh, gosh. No, hang on. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, I bashed the microphone with my ring. That hurt. So what is this telling me? We've got more work needed. Because you were impatient. You were impatient. Sorry, Crystal Rose, my darling, but you were impatient. You want this done now. And this is going to take longer. So temperance is all about like the negotiating the energy. Look, we've got the sun and the moon, and they've got this. It's actually, you can't quite see because the way they've done it, but it's actually the infinity symbol. So you've got this energy coming in one way, wrapping around the sun, coming back into moon energy, coming back as solar energy. You know, you've got this this never-ending cycle happening. And this temperance is about patience and things, but also most important thing about temperance, the word itself literally means when you temper something, when you temper steel, what do you do with it? You heat it up and cool it, heat it, cool it, heat it, cool it, heat it, cool it, and it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And this hasn't been done because this sounds like you were a bit impatient. That's what this feels like you wanted to. Let's skip to the good part, like on TikTok. But you can't do that with counseling. Oh my God, I'm quoting Star Trek Picard now. But you can't just skip to the good part. You've got to do this work. It's like it was nearly done. You were on the way. Something's been happening, but there's something here that you need help with. Now, whether that is that you need to see a counselor, whether that is that you need to see, like, I don't know, you might just need to speak to some friends, like whatever it is for you. And you know, as I'm telling you this, you're like, she's right, bloody hell. Like, you know, as soon as I pulled this card, you were like, oh shit, it means this. Because whatever this core is, it's like, you know, for example, right? Say you've made, oh God, here we go. I know I'm banging on, right? But say you've followed a recipe, but you've put salt into a cake instead of sugar, right? And then you realize there'll be a moment where you go, oh, shit, why is my salt pot empty and my sugar pot full? And now the cake is already on the table and it's being cut. Oh, I hope they don't realize. You know what I mean? It's like, this is you going, oh shit, I know instantly what it is. Whereas actually what you need to do with this work is basically go, oopsie, sorry, I boo-booed. I used the wrong, do you know what I mean? Like, I used the wrong thing. And then we've got the Page of Swords, which is also reversed. So the page is talking about young energy, right? So very naive, very young, very childlike, not childish, childlike energy. And you can see we've got here a book, and the swords for me represents trouble and strife. It always has done. So you've got trouble and strife, you've got stuff that you need to get through, stuff that you need to deal with. Fours are normally quite stable. Like, this has been with you for quite a while. This is, whatever this is, hang on, again, she's going deep because I'm changing camera. Whatever this is, right, it's been with you for a while and it almost feels part of you. Whatever this bit is, however the last relationship ended or whatever it was that was a bit negative, it's still with you. And it's a bit like if you get a splinter that goes under your skin and the skin grows over it, you know that it's there under the surface, but it becomes almost part of you. Then it gets infected and it then needs to be cut out, but it becomes a part of you for a while. It becomes almost like part of your body. Your body's dealing with it. And it's a bit like that with this. There is something here that you don't want to address because you've done the 9, not the 10, that you are worried about getting to, because we've got the temperance, the patience card, and this is impatient because you just wanted to get over this bit. It's like, I'll skip to the good part. And then we've got this where it's almost like the pain of it, or the issue, whatever happened, or whatever, like if he was or he, she, they were a dick, whatever it was, whatever your partner did or whatever you did, it's kind of like you've made some sort of peace with it, but actually the pain is still there, or the feeling is still there. You've just calcified it and moved on. It's like you haven't dealt with it. It's still there. It's part of you. And a bit like that splinter, you need to dig it out now. You need surgery to get rid of it because it's now become part of your existence, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense, Crystal Rose. But yeah, hang on, let's have a look in the live chat. No counseling, just practicing self-love. Right. So maybe, again, I'm not a counselor and this is just for entertainment purposes only. You make all your own decisions about your own life. But maybe there is something here then that you need a little bit of professional help just tackling the last bit, because it feels the nine's don't get me wrong, the 9 is a really good card in terms of this. The 9 is brilliant because thank you mods, the 9 is almost there. You're almost there, my darling. You just need to take that next step. Right, okay, I said I was going to get to the last 2, so no more questions, unfortunately, everybody. I've got 2 more readings to get to. I said I would do the last 2, so Rabina and Vanny. Right, so Rabina, any good news coming your way? Let's have a look. I've got that song stuck in my head now, Krista Rose. Let's skip to the good part. So let me just have a look. Oh, thank you, my darling. Thank you. Not Crystal Rose. Sorry, I've just done Crystal Rose. Rabina, I'll do you first, my darling, then Vanny. Rabina, question, any good news coming your way? Dragons. Rabina Sahonta would like to know, is there some good news coming her way? Fingers crossed. Let's have a look. So then, dragons, we've got a couple of quick readings and then we're out. Then we're done. We've done 2 hours on this stream, an hour on the other stream for the members only. By the way, if you would like to be part of the members only streams, you can do so by just going across here to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. Also, don't forget, everybody, I do now have a new website. We're still building it. It's still like growing, but it does look a lot better now, I must say, than it did last week. And did I not I've just clicked that. There we go. That is the website address, everybody, beyondauthentic.co.uk. So if you would like to go and check that out, you can do. Any good news, dragons, coming the way for Rabina Sahonta? Any good news for Rabina Sahonta? Let's have a look. By the way, this is the Lightseer Tarot deck. It's a beautiful deck. Love it, love it, love it. Oopsie. What have we got? Multiple cards going everywhere. I think I might have some. Oh no, I thought there's about 4 then that flipped the other way around, but no. Right, so then, dragons, one more time. Wispy, your last chance. If you want a clarifying, any good news coming the way for Rabina Sahonta? We want good news if there is any, or what's to come in the next 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Let's have a look. Here we go. So then, Rabina, let's see where you are, what's happening, and what's to come. So where you are. Oh, King of Swords energy. Okay. What's happening? Knight of Wands. Okay, not bad. And what's coming your way? Ace of Swords. Right. Okay. So, my darling, you know me, I'm totally honest. I don't think it's all sunshine and roses happening. It feels a bit wibbly. So swords energy we've got at the moment. So I think you're going through a bit of a shitty time, to be honest with you. The King of Swords, this could be with a guy, this could be with an authority figure. Kings are quite kind of stamping their feet, getting what they want, laying down the law, right? So that's that sort of vibe. Swords is trouble and strife, as you know, because you've heard me say it 100 million times on the channel. And so we're looking at, there is somebody bringing you trouble your way, strife, challenges, obstacles, and it feels like you've got a lot of that going on at the moment in your situation, basically. So I don't know quite what's happening, but it does feel like it's been a bit of a while as well. This doesn't feel like it's a brand new card to you. It feels like you've gone through a bit of a wibbly patch, put it that way. So a bit of a time where you're like, oh, really? Can we just get through this now? So yeah, just bear that in mind. Like it doesn't feel like it's going to end tomorrow, put it that way. It feels like you've still got some challenges to overcome, but which is sometimes, like when we talk about challenges and obstacles, we think, oh no, that's really horrendous, oh that's really crap. But don't forget, we had challenges in life, and one of the earliest challenges was, can we stand up straight? And then can we take some steps? And then can we say mama and daddy and, you know, food? And as a child, those challenges were really, really tough. Taking your first steps as a child is incredibly tough. That's a big challenge. And yet, without that, we wouldn't be where we are. Without learning the languages, we wouldn't be where we are. Without, you know what I mean? So all of these challenges, they're not always negative. Sometimes, like the word challenge or obstacle should almost be like the lesson we're learning. Does that make sense? So it feels like there's lots of lessons for you to learn at the moment, and that will feel quite challenging. With the energy of where you are and what's going on, so this is what's going on around you right now, this is what's to come, and this is kind of like, well, what did I say? Where you are, what's happening, what's to come. So what's happening? Knight of Wands. So the Knight is in this term is quite a good card, because Wands is about your self-confidence, self-esteem, confidence, how you see yourself, all of those things, right? So this is about the essential Rabina. And I think so the Knight energy, by the way, is that it's that rebellious teenage energy. Now, normally that can be seen as quite a negative, but in this case, especially with these challenges, it feels like actually you're kind of saying to the universe, right, I see what you're doing, but sod it. I'm learning this lesson and I'm moving on. Particularly because the other role that the knights play, as well as that sort of standard racing in with, you know, knight on armor and horseback, the other role they play is messengers. So they are, if you like, it's a messenger to yourself, to your inner self, to your confidence, to your, you know, the essential, the nut, the core essence of Rabina. It's bringing that message back to you. And so I think it's basically saying, look, just keep doing. You are learning these lessons. You are doing, you're getting through this shit that life is challenging you right now. And not only are you doing your best, but you're winning. You're winning against the King of Swords. You're winning against these challenges. Just keep doing it, because look at the smile on this person's face. This is not a negative night. This is a really positive one. Their spark, the flame that comes with the wands, because it is the fire elemental. Thank you, Ed. The fire elemental, you can see with this with the drum look, this spark is coming from them. So this is your inner spark being blown on and nourished and creating this flame, this vibrant flame of victory and of success and of knowledge and learning these lessons you're learning. And then we've got in the what's to come, we've got the Ace of Swords reversed. So there is still something going on that feels like it's unlocking your conscious, if that makes sense, your conscious self. So this feel, I know, right, we're going really deep and deep and meaningful now, but this really does feel like whatever this challenge to come, not only are you able to handle it, but it is going to open you up. I mean, just look at this spiraling staircase. It's going to completely open you up to new thoughts and new ideas, but it's going to feel quite prickly when it comes, right? So is there any good news coming your way? The answer is actually yes, but it's not going to feel it until after the fact. Does that make sense? So it's like in 6 months' time, you'll look back at this reading and you'll go, oh my God, she was bloody right. Like, shit, it was hard to get through, but actually, do you know what? Now we're coming to the end of 2023, like it's nearly Christmas time. And do you know what? Bloody hell, she was right. And I've learned a lot this year and I'm in a much better place. It's like getting to that point. And at the moment, you're not there. You're still going through it. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I'm sorry to sort of rush, but I did say I'll get the last reading in as well. But hopefully that makes sense, Rabina. And thank you ever so much for your question, my darling. And yeah, thank you for you know, being a subscriber to both of the channels. And again, look out on the Slimming World channel for more stuff to come this coming week. Hopefully I'll get the video edited. So yeah, thank you ever so much. And then the last question tonight was from Vanny Gallagher. A random read, so a general question. I will do that for you now, Vanny. Hopefully you're still here in the live. Dragons, we've got a general reading, please, for Vanny Gallagher. We just want to know, there we go. We just want to know a general reading, what's to come in the next few weeks. So we'll do that now, dragons. Here we go, Wispy. One last time for Wispy's theme. I've got a few minutes left. I'll squeeze this one in. Don't forget, everybody, if you wanted a reading but you missed out today, do go across here to buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic, where you can, in fact, buy me a coffee, but you can also book a reading. I do 3-card readings, 6-card readings, 10-card readings, or you can even book a live one-on-one video chat where you can ask as many questions as you like within the hour. And we go through it all, and you can ask many, 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 many questions, and we will go through, as I say, we'll go through it, and I'll do multiple spreads and different decks and whatever you need during that hour. So yeah, hopefully let me know and we will get to that. So then I seen oh, hang on, what was that? Holland Pert. Let me have a look. We always finish at 9. We do. We finish at 9 a.m. Jesus. So we do 2 hours live every Sunday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. UK time till 9 p.m. UK time. And we do that every single week. So unfortunately, this is the last reading for tonight. If you would like a reading in between, you can always go here and book one. I think it's $10, or you can go to fiverr.com/beyond authentic. The I in authentic is a 1, and it's definitely $10 over there. So yeah, whatever you would like, we can get those in for you. Or as I say, come back next week, hit that subscribe button and ding your bell, and then hopefully YouTube will notify you when I'm live next week, either Tuesday or Sunday. Wow, this is the first tower that we've seen. So this is what's going on right now. So this is what the energy that's been around you and is ending kind of here at the moment, if that makes sense. So we've got the tower. So what is the tower, Vani? Well, the tower is a card. So it's basically talking about, this is something that you've built up, if you like. So I know in this case it's like a tree, but this is something you've built and it's now coming down around you. So it's about something that you assumed was already done, hasn't been, something you've put a lot of time into, a project or something you've had going on seems to be now collapsing. So there is something here that is unexpectedly falling apart. Okay, so I don't know kind of what that is, but it is absolutely falling apart. You waited eagerly for your chance, but unfortunately, yeah, Aethera, I've as I said, I had 3 in, and I said I'll do the last 3, and I think you only popped in sort of fairly towards the end. So yeah, in the UK it's now 1 minute to 9. I'm probably going to go a couple of minutes over. So that's when we finish. So if you want to come in 7 p.m. UK time next Sunday, so 2 hours behind wherever you are in the world, that's when we start. So if you want to come in next week a little earlier, then hopefully, you know, as I say, put your questions in when the reads are open, the lists are open, and I'll see if I can get to you. So yeah, Vani, this card often comes up when it's about assumptions. So if we've got assumptions, we assume everything's going great, and then it isn't. Or when we've done something and we haven't quite done it for the right reasons, if that makes sense. The energy around you now, so this is for the next 2 or 3 weeks, the next sort of period of time. We've got the 10 of Swords, but it is reversed. Now, Swords, as I said before, is the Trouble and Strife card. Okay, so it's the card that's all about, or the suit that's all about obstacles and challenges. And it feels like there's a lot happening at the moment. But importantly, because this is reversed, it actually feels like the challenges are kind of, they're coming from without, if that makes sense. So it's not that you're messing up, it's not that, you know, you've completely screwed up with the tower. It's like whatever's happening is something that you were unaware of. So there's some challenges coming your way directly linked to whatever this tower card is indicating, directly linked, right? But it feels like it actually isn't your fault. So whatever this is representing, whatever you've built up, whatever's been, you know, is now being sort of collapsing around your ears, I don't think that collapse is because of you. It feels very much that that collapse is happening from external sources because of this 10, the way it's coming up. And then towards, so that would be what? That would take us towards the end of June. So this would take us almost up to the summer solstice. And we've got the King of Pentacles, but it is reversed. Okay. So the King of Pentacles Kings represent authority figures. They can represent older men. Pentacles is work. So I think this is a reading about your work. I think this is maybe something where I don't know whether your boss is going to be pissed off or whether your boss is going to be, I don't know, less than, yeah, pissed off. Pissed off is right. Less than happy, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to get the sack or anything else like that. And if you work for yourself or whatever this project is, if you are the one that's in authority, then it's almost like you might need to take a step back to deal with the fallout from whatever this is, because it really does feel like something is being undermined and something is being, it's like it wasn't your fault. So don't take the blame is basically what I'm saying, right? If this wasn't your fault, if this collapse wasn't your fault, don't take the blame for it. Don't shoulder that burden if it isn't yours to shoulder. Because it almost feels like it's the king's fault. The king was at fault, because this is definitely not you. This is definitely not something you've done. So, which then makes me feel, looking at the pattern, maybe the king, the boss, has been to blame here. Dragons, I want one more card. Sorry, mods, very quick. Dragons, one more card for an outcome for Vanny. So a little bit later down the line, we want an outcome card. And we've got the Six of Cups, right? It's reversed, but that's fine. So Six of Cups is always a positive card, whichever way it comes up. It brings that lovely, familiar family, friendship, bonding kind of feeling. So we've got the child and the puppy, and then we've got them in adulthood. Look, the older dog and the older person who's, we've got the cups that represent that. So this is about those feelings of nostalgia. It's about feelings of community, feelings of being around other people, not necessarily in a romantic way. In fact, I would say very much not in a romantic way, but feelings of friendship and togetherness. So whatever this is that's falling apart, it's going to lead to, even though it's reversed, it's going to lead to an emotional understanding with a wider group of people, if that makes sense. So it's not necessarily going to bring you new friends, but it is going to, you'll have this network not only to fall back on, but also you'll have this network that will completely understand and completely back you up that it wasn't your fault. It was whoever this king is. It was the king's issue that led to this tower collapsing in the first place. Oh, hopefully that makes sense, Vani. I really hope it does. But thank you ever so much for your question. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Vani, or Vani. But thank you ever so much for your question. Thank you for joining me tonight. I think tonight was your first time on the stream, so thank you very much. But that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. If you didn't manage to get a reading, please do pop back and see us on Tuesday evening. Where's my deck? My box. There we go. Come back and see us on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, or go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can book a reading if you like. And if you would like to read some testimonials of other people that have had readings, including some that are quite well known within the, or one person that was very well known within the tarot community here on the YouTubes and beyond, check out beyondauthentic.co.uk. There's a page there. Well, just go and check it out if you want. But anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much to my amazing mods. You're all bloody wonderful, and I love you all more than I can ever say. Thank you to all of you for watching. And if you are part of the replay crew, pop a purple heart down in the comment section, or down in the comment section, not in the chat, in the comment section, to let me know that you've been watching. And I will say thank you ever so much for joining. I am now going to go off and have something to eat because it is 9 p.m. in the UK and I'm scrummily hungry. So thank you so much, everyone. And oh, your name is Yvonne. Ah, but you call yourself Vonnie. Oh, it was a Von, not an A. It was an O, not an A. I'm so sorry, my darling. I'm so sorry. Do you know what? Also, I used to know someone else who was called Yvonne and called herself Von or Vonnie. Normally Vonnie, because she said Yvonne sounded like an old lady's name. And she wasn't an old lady at all. So that's why she called herself Vonnie. Don't forget, by the way, everybody, I know, right, interesting facts, isn't it? Interesting. Don't forget, everybody, that's what the purple heart looks like. Just there. The lovely Holland's put one in. How do I, that one and that one. There you go. Look, Holland's put This is like rubbing your head and patting your belly or whatever it is. Holland's put it in the chat there, look, so you can see what they look like. And stay tuned this week because I've got videos coming up. I've got some shorts coming up. I've got a video with an amazing unboxing of a gift that an amazing friend got me, and I might have cried just a little bit. And I've got another unboxing coming up of another amazing gift that a friend of mine made me. So yeah, and again, I might have cried quite a lot about that one as well. So those videos are coming up. There's also a podcast coming your way probably this week, and even content on the other channel, the Slimming World channel as well. So a lot coming your way this week. Thanks ever so much, everyone. I'll be with you on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. But until then, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you next time. Bye-bye.